Sooner Scoop HD.
And it's been tough to adjust to that just because I'm so used to, I was 5 years at Wake, so I'm so used to that terminology. So that's probably the biggest difference.
Are they asking anything differently from you here? No?
No. It's, you got to play hard, do your job, make plays, and just have fun.
What kind of growth or difference have you seen on the defensive line just here over the spring?
Over the spring, I think obviously there's a few new guys, freshmen. I think we're all learning the playbook still. Even the guys from last year are still learning new things, but I think we've gotten more physical. Our pass rush has gotten a lot better, and just our like little stuff that you wouldn't really see from the camera or like looking in from an outsider's perspective.
How do you feel like you've gotten better personally over the spring ball with OU?
Again, the playbook, I'm learning that, so I think I've gotten a handle of the plays and the terminology and all that. But Coach Chave, he just demands a lot, and I think it's a really good thing because I've gotten better at pass rush. I've gotten better at the stuff like getting off blocks, trying to make tackles that you shouldn't really make. It's not your job to, but stuff like that is what I've gotten better at.
A lot of the guys on the defensive line have talked about how quickly you've kind of become a leader for that group. Maybe what has that process been like for you?
I'm old, so I'm definitely not a vocal leader, but I try to lead in the stuff I do. And then with time, you try to be vocal, but you get to know the guys first. And I was a captain at Wake, so you kind of know the ins and outs of being a leader. And I think the biggest thing is I'm just old, experienced. So.
What has the difference been being at Oklahoma than Wake Forest?
It's not. I was just telling him it's not the biggest difference, just the playbook. I'm so used to the old terminology, but it's all the coaches expect the same thing. Like they demand effort, technique, know the plays, but it's not the biggest difference from what I've seen so far.
What are you thinking about Saturday? Like what this atmosphere will be like, or have you even thought about what you think Saturday will be like?
I mean, everyone tells you about it, and I feel like you don't really notice till you come out here. But you hear about it. You hear about how it's probably going to sell out, or like there's 100 tickets left or whatever. I'm excited though. I'm excited. The stadium right now even looks crazy, so I can't imagine it with thousands. What is it, 80 and 890? Yeah, something like that.
Coach Bates talked about challenging the defensive line to learn several positions, not just your position, but every position on the line. Maybe what has that process been like for you?
It's fun. For me personally, it's fun just because I like knowing what everyone else is doing. Obviously, right now it's tough to know what everyone else is doing. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Right. But down the road, it's fun to know what the linebackers are doing so you can know how to do what you're doing, kind of, if that makes sense. But then knowing what the D-tackle's doing so you can base your job off of that. So just knowing the D-tackler knows the other end and just helping each other out is also a good part of it.
You mentioned quite a few young guys in your room. Is there any guys that have maybe stood out to you so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think PJ's the only freshman, or Evan and PJ. And PJ is obviously a freak athlete. Evan's been great. He's just a team player, and I love both of those guys. Mace is young, our Mason, and he's probably been one of the most consistent and productive players this spring. I think that's mostly young guys. But I think we're all just meshing as a group, and I think we're going to have a good summer, and then it's going to carry over.
Do you like this group with so much depth on it?
Yeah, it gives you get like 4 or 5 plays, and then you get a break, and you can be fresh. You can be obviously we've gone a lot, so a little tired, but I know during the season it'll be a good thing because there's no drop off with anybody, so it's going to be fun.
Issue at times last year. Do you think this group is
Say that again. Sorry.
Getting after the quarterback pass rush was sometimes an issue with this group last year? Do you think that's something that you guys will improve on?
Yeah, I think even without the transfers, I think everyone's getting better. Coach Davis is getting more comfortable with the guys and just demanding more, and just every day just coaching technique, watching film, watching NFL guys, watching film from last year, and then just knowing your job is one of the biggest parts of it. So it's gonna be interesting to see this season.
So far through the spring, have you been exclusively at end, or have you worked inside at
all? Mostly end, yeah.
Sooner Scoop HD.